Consider the formula given. Which of the following conclusions cannot be drawn from this formula? To solve this question, we first need to figure out how to label our x's. In this case, we can't look to our answer choices to figure out if C is our y and B is our x, but in this case, we have B is already isolated on one side of the equal sign and C is not, so we could assume that B is our y and C is our x. From there, we just need to find our x and y intercepts to be able to graph the function quickly. So we'll start with our b-intercept, which is where c is equal to 0. And then we can do our c-intercept, where b is equal to 0. Starting with the b-intercept, we'll have b is equal to negative 7 plus 0 for c, which will just give us b is equal to negative 7. So our first coordinate point that we'll need to plot is 0, comma, negative 7. Then, for our c-intercept, we'll have 0 for b is equal to negative 7 plus c. Negative 7 is being added to c, or in this case, we could flip it, c minus 7. Adding a negative is the same as subtracting a positive, so now it's easier to see that we need to add 7 to both sides if we want to isolate c. These will cancel, leaving us with positive 7 is equal to c. So our other coordinate point is going to be 7, comma, 0. Now that we have our 2 points, I'm going to go plot the graph and I will be right back. Now we can take a look at our answer choices. A says if c is less than 2, so c is this axis, draw a line at 2, and we're looking at all the values that are less than. Then b is negative. If we look, all of our values have negative b values on the graph. We are all below the x-axis, meaning this is a true statement, but be very careful. That does not mean it is the correct answer. We are looking for a false statement as our correct answer. Which of the following conclusions cannot be drawn? So A is incorrect. B says when b is less than negative 7, negative 7 is right here on the b-axis, less than would be below this line, c is negative. All of our c values for the graph going into negative infinity will be negative because they are on the left-hand side of the y-axis, making that a true statement and the incorrect answer. C says when b is greater than negative 7, so above, then c is positive. This is also a true statement because all of these values above this line are on the right-hand side of the y-axis, making them positive x values, or c values in this case. Making answer choice C a true statement, but an incorrect answer, and making D by process of elimination the correct choice. But let's take a look at exactly why it's correct. If C is greater than 2, so we're back here, greater than 2, B is positive. Well, part of it is positive once we cross the x-axis, but all of these values below the x-axis have negative b values. So D is a false statement, making it our correct answer.